morning, welcome back. It has been quite an early morning today. Currently 7:30 now, but we woke up at 3 o'clock this morning. We are actually at the Cummins dealer, a couple hours away from my house where we got the generator. So last night, me and Andy muscled the generator out of the slide, put it in the back here, came out here first thing this morning just so I could get it out of the way. It is quite a bit away from my house. I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, Greg, why don't you just bring it to the nearest Cummins dealer if it's got a warranty? Yes, I probably could have done that. I just really, you ever like deal with, maybe like a car dealer is the best way I can describe this, is like, it's not the closest, but you feel like you're the most well taken care of there. I know the guys here, this is where we had got it from. And these guys are great out here, so I'm like, you know what, I don't even want to deal with somebody telling me this isn't under warranty or this and that. It's just, I don't want to deal with the hassle of trying to deal with somebody who I know doesn't really care about me. So this thing focusing, it's still kind of early. It's still not bright out. It's actually like 50 degrees today. It's still supposed to be cooler weather finally. So anyway, that's where the video is starting off. We're gonna drop this thing off to them. They can take care of it, see what's going on with it, and then we are gonna blast back, get some work done in the shop today. And I think that's all I really had for you guys first thing this morning. So yeah. Trying to get some stuff in today. Definitely an early morning. Alrighty guys, goods are officially dropped off and we are headed back. Alright guys, much time later. We are now in the afternoon, but we are finally home from our drop-off for the generator. We did stop by at our man Mikey G's and pick something up. We got another D&J valve cover. He's got these things in stock. I really kind of wanted one for the 08, so we went ahead, just stopped by his house quick, picked that up, so we have another one of those. We'll send that off to powder coat. The other thing I don't think I showed you guys is we have our Thurin full leaf packs now for the 08, so we'll be able to do those shortly. I did try and give you guys a little shot this morning of the fog lights. Had a couple questions on how they kind of stacked up. I don't want to say that they are the brightest thing in the world. I only say that because a factory clear lens may put out more light with a different type of HID or LED bulb in there, but as far as the whole black smoked look, I do think these are probably one of the highest output for a completely black light. So I am happy with them. They do seem to be doing very well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go inside, get changed, grab a couple things, and we are actually going to head over to the shop. It's Friday, so I don't really have a dead set game plan of parts that we're going to be installing. I want to get some work done on the first gen, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to try and keep progressing with the work on the first gen, maybe some other stuff. I'm not really sure. Oh, the tail lights are in for the 08, so we'll do those. Just a bunch of random stuff here later this afternoon, guys, so hang tight. We'll be at the shop here in a minute. Guys, we have made it back to the shop, and of course what was supposed to be a 2-second ordeal has turned into more than that, I will say that. So first step up, tail lights. If you guys don't already know, if you guys don't own a 3rd gen and you've never had to deal with these are the little plastic clips that go into, the little body clips that kind of snap into right here. These always fall apart, crack. So if you're gonna change tail lights out, I found these on Amazon. They were like 10 bucks for OEM Mopar ones. They're like $1 a piece. So go ahead, grab yourself some of those. Anyway, tail lights, we went with Recon. Always have had pretty decent luck with Recon. Here is the part number, I believe. Oh, you know what? I think this is the part number right here. Screenshot it if you guys want. But these are for the newer 07.5 ups. If you guys don't know, you can't just swap from like a lower year to the newer year. The other ones have like a kind of like a single plug communication with all 3 lights. These use 2 separate ones. So these are made for the 2-plug style, but have the smooth look of the older years. They are red, but they do have like a already smoked, I guess is where I kind of was headed with that. Wasn't sure if I really was gonna like the red, if we were gonna tint that, but definitely wanted a good high quality LED taillight. Here is the only problem and the whole reason why we're not saying this is just done. If you guys look at the body line here, let's try and get this thing to focus. You can see how far over this comes. So what it's happening is, let me get this stuff over here. So when you go to shut the tailgate, this side isn't even the worst side, but you can see how close the gap is, how far it's supposed to be hanging over. And that is because, and the bottom's actually good. The bottom is great, but the top, with the screws completely tightened, I'll show you on the other side here, you can kind of see they have this little build out here that actually just needs to be a little bit bigger. So when you push this against the side, this actually needs to kind of get moved out, and what it's doing is actually pulling this out of the plastic socket here. So I'm not going to have to do anything with the rear. What I'm going to have to do is just try and shim this so it's a little bit over. That way, you know, go like shut your tailgate and chip the edge of your tail light up. So I'm going to have to just find something like that, retighten those up, and then we'll be good to go. But I do believe we're all plugged in, so they should work. Let's check that out. Again, we were supposed to be doing other things and stuff except for messing with taillights, but that's the luck. But I like the pattern. I like how bright they are. So again, I'll let them I'll see how I warm up to the red instead of it being all black. I do kind of like the look of the all black, so these might come back off to have Mark paint them, but for now they're good. And these, just one of the main reasons we're even changing them, if you guys remember, look at that, all of the and I believe it's because the these bulbs were getting hot or whatnot, I have no idea, but either way, started to chip. These have been on here for quite a while. Anyway, we'll shim this and move on. We need to work on our first gen over here, get some stuff done on that. One spacer later, gap is much better. The other, here's my last complaint about these, and the fact that they are aftermarket. I don't know if you'll ever get away from it, and maybe you guys can relate, is the gap right here. So if you get on the right angle, you can see how these are all the way bottomed in those sockets, and maybe you guys have a trick that I don't know about, but if you get at the right angle, you can pretty much see like right inside there. And maybe that's because of that spacer that we did, but I believe that was there before that as well. So it's just the classic nothing fits better than OEM kind of sort of thing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on these taillights. But we do have these as a spare. Who knows, maybe if it annoys me enough and they don't fit really all that well, we'll switch back to those. But anyway, leave me a comment down below, let me know what you guys think. On to the first gen here. I think what we're gonna start on today is trying to get the valve train buttoned up. What we need to do is we need to get our head studs back torqued down. We need to torque down these little guys. I believe these are like a 25 foot-pound torque. We're gonna go ahead and tighten down the main head studs first. Main thing with these is there's a little indicator ring on the base here of these. Let me actually undo this. I'll actually show you guys that you want to make sure that you are fully seated in before you go ahead and torque anything down. So that's your little guy. You can kind of see here, there's that little index ring. So when you put this down like so, you obviously want to make sure you're in the push rods, but you want to make sure that that gap there goes away once we get this thing squared away with doing this with one hand. Maybe it'll help if I put this guy back in first. So this guy makes sure that you are perfectly aligned straight. And then before you go ahead and start torquing stuff down, we want to make sure that that sits down. Like you can see back here, there's no gap. I don't know why this is fighting me right now. It was sitting down perfectly fine. But again, just something to make sure, note that you do have that fully bottomed out before you go ahead and start torquing these down. So we're going to start with that, then we'll be able to put our valve covers back on. Studs are all torqued down, everything is good to go. We're gonna run through valve lash here real quick. Kind of been over the procedure of how to do valve lash. I'm not gonna go over that again. Just one tip that I will share with you guys that I found helpful is right now. So where are we to even know how to set valve lash? So when we took all these rockers off, as you can see, I backed off all of the adjusters. So all of the adjusters are backed off. So some are loose, some are not. You're not gonna have the typical, if number one's loose, it's on number one top dead center. If number 6 is loose, number 6 is top dead center. So we just know that we're on top dead center, number 1 or number 6. I know you could probably use that cam keyway. That thing's kind of a pain in the butt in my opinion sometimes, trying to get that thing lined up perfectly. So if you take a look at your push rods down here, you can kind of see like everything kind of looks level, until you get to back here. You can kind of see the intake on number, what is that, 4. Intake on number 4 push rod is completely up. Basically, that would be simulating this valve being down. So what that can tell you, and then also on number 5 here, you can see the exhaust is all the way up as opposed to this one being completely down. So what that means is there's going to be tension on that valve possibly being pushed down in the position that we're at. So if you were to guess that this is number 1, top dead center, and you go to look at that valve right here, as you can see, that's longer, would be pushed down. That does not make any sense. You would not have number 1 top dead center where you're adjusting a valve when there's tension on the valve. Same with the exhaust on number 5. That is number 1 top dead center. You're going to adjust that. But if this valve has compression down by looking at this push rod as it is all the way up, it's not pushed down right now because we're not adjusted, but that'll tell you most likely that we are on number 6 top dead center, because if you look at what we don't adjust, all of the highlighted ones are on number 1 top dead center. Everything else is number 6. So everything else on number 6 looks like it's about level, nothing has tension on it. And that's kind of just how I've always done it if you have to basically start from scratch. So once I go ahead and set number 6, I'll go ahead, flip it over, do number 1 top dead center, and then after then, I will then verify if in fact on number 1 top dead center these are loose, vice versa on number 6, just to make sure that we're good. I always run through valve lash, especially if you're like starting from scratch or something. I always try and roll it over twice just to double check and make sure. So hopefully that helps some of you guys. Alright guys, making good progress here. Well, decent progress I should say. I'm not setting the world on fire by any means, but got the valve covers all on. All of the valve lash is set. Like I said, rotated around twice. Everything is good to go on the valve lash. Went to go set our injector lines on here. Did notice a couple things that we probably forgot about that this truck did not come equipped with. If you guys look back here, that is where the AFC boost reference line comes from, the cylinder head, which is down here. You can kind of see it. Let me actually take these lines off, because what I was looking at was going to put the lines on, but then I totally forgot that we do not have that line. So picks up boost reference from a hole in the cylinder head there, kind of loops around. It's a little plastic line that I do not have I'm not going to be able to put these lines on because it kind of covers it right in the way of that. So a couple other things that we need to address before the lines go on as well is we do need to get this return line from the pump completely tightened up. If you guys remember, we did not completely finish that where that Y's into the line to go back to the tank. So we need to get that done before the lines go on as well. Get that boost reference line. What we'll probably end up doing, you guys already know, GenuineDieselPart.com. Hit these guys up. We'll get the OEM one. I did try and look like on the VE setup. Some people make some braided, stainless braided lines. Just something better than a little plastic compression line. I didn't see anything like that for a P pump. I could be wrong. I don't know. Like I said, Greg knows nothing about these things. The other thing is, I think I've seen them before, is I think somebody makes a valve cover with a hole in it so we can put oil in this thing, because what I also forgot is the fact that our standpipe won't work with this cover. This valve cover won't allow us to put oil in it. So we need to figure out some way to put oil in this thing, minus buying a Keating one-piece valve cover, which they're so nice. But other than that, guys, we did get slightly sidetracked here. Went ahead and grabbed our John Doc killer. That's right, October 20th coming up next weekend. Watch me beat John Doc for the 4th time in a row. That's right, I said it. Actually, I'm joking. Honestly, if John has his crap together, which could go either way, let's put it that way, John should beat me. But we're going to take off our Fleece 472, put back on our big boy over here. We're going to go hit up the guys at HPP. We need to get a big tune set up for this thing like we had before. The tune changes for the paddle shifter, so we need to get a big tune that works with the paddle shifters. We're going to go ahead and get that swapped out. That should be easy. Other than that, we're not really going to change a whole lot. We probably will pop the valve cover off, run the valves, change the oil, go over our always like pre-race checklist. But really changing the turbo, that's all we're going to really do. I think with a big tune-up, with that turbo, with the setup that's on it now, it's probably pretty close to 1,000, maybe like 950, 975. So that is going to be it. Oh, hey, Mark.
Hi, Greg.
Mark swung by here this evening. If you guys don't follow Mark on Instagram, Mark had a little mishap. We didn't film it the night that he was here, just because nobody can be in a good mood when a deer jumps into the side of your bedside. But as always, Mark the body man, he got this thing whipped up. What'd you say, Mark? You got this is a Dodge, brand new Dodge bedside?
Yeah.
Mark is gonna be like, you wouldn't even be able to tell, but.
Yeah, we put a new Dodge. I was going to put, there was the aftermarket ones out there that were cheaper and everything, but because I honestly don't have a lot of time, I'm always busy at the shop, I just wanted it to go.
Yeah, so Mark had to put a bed sign on his brand new beautiful truck. Right after we got done lifting it, Mark, what was it, like literally the second time you drove it?
Next time I came down here, yeah.
Yeah, literally. It was bad.
He just wanted to have a fight with a Ram.
I'll try and put a picture up. I'll get a picture from Mark. I'll put it up on the screen. But it jumped right into the side. There was no fixing that thing. So,
no, and it actually wasn't like a bad job. I mean, it was still expensive. But
yeah, along with a lift kit, you signed up for a new bedside.
Yeah.
Also, what we got to do, which we did not.
But no, I have a cure for that though.
Oh right. No. On your way here, you said you.
Yeah, all I do when I go past that cornfield now is I hold this out the window, and it works. It's.
Are you sure you don't want to like double side tape that right to like?
Yeah, put it right below the.
I mean, come on, right here. Like, look at that.
I just hold that out the window, and it's because that spot's like really, really bad.
It's got some bad karma now. Also, last time Mark was here, I don't want to say it's my fault. It wasn't Mark's fault, but somebody might have put that sticker on maybe a little crooked.
The windshield's crooked.
Well, yeah, that's right. We'll blame whoever installed the windshield.
Yeah, the windshield's crooked.
All right, so we have to take off his Wrenchworks sticker. We got a new one, so we're gonna go ahead and put that on straight. But anyway, the new sticker size, that fits perfectly. That's why we made it that size. If you guys are interested, plenty of colors. Fits right on the side of the windshield. The small ones before didn't really take up that much space. This one works well, so we're gonna get that swapped out. The last thing that we're gonna do is Greg's gonna maybe lose something downstairs trying to pull these leaf packs out. What?
I love those.
You do? Oh, Mark, give me your opinion. Should we paint them? Should we paint them or leave them red?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They're pretty dark as it is, but
yeah. They're not bad.
It's up to you. You want
I'm gonna leave them and let them grow on me, and if I like them or not.
I
Or
like these though for my 07. Get rid of the bumpy.
yeah.
In the black truck. You know?
Yeah. Yep. All right, guys. Me and Mark are out here putting his new sticker on. Mark is in charge now, so it gets put on correctly. But that's not what I wanted to show you guys. We're out here in the parking lot, and these are all customer trucks of another shop. Take a look at this. I was like, I gotta show these guys. Look at this. That is a custom mirror setup. Now, I'm not saying it has anything to do with what type of truck it is and the owners that own these trucks. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. Oh, looks, I didn't even see that. This guy's thinking like, man, there's no hope. We're just gonna put an 8-inch spot mirror on it, call it good. Andy is actually coming back. He had to go get a quick lift in. I think he has some news. I'll spoil it for you. He sold this truck. Put it on Craigslist, first day. Mark, how you making out?
I'm doing pretty good here. This is a very nice transfer. Paper.
Are you complimenting the transfer tape?
It's clear. See, I can see the edge of the molding.
Andy sold this truck, put it on Craigslist, first day. Somebody came. She's gone. He's already asking me about 4th gens. So he'll be back in the game soon enough. Mark, are you happy with it?
I don't know. How's it look from there?
Looks great. Looks a lot straighter than what it was.
It's good.
So it's a win. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up tonight's video. A lot of stuff in the background that we have going on that kind of cut into tonight's progress, but we will be back at it again tomorrow, so make sure you guys are staying tuned. Hit that like button before you leave. Subscribe if you're not already. Make sure you guys on your calendar, if you don't have anything going on, next weekend, October 20th, Maple Grove Speedway, we will be at the call-out challenge. Andy's back.
Yo, you dudes think you're cool with your diesel trucks, bro? What do you know about real swag?
No, it's played out. The baby Blue Buick's played out.
Oh.
How was your lift?
Pretty good, dude.
Nobody cares. Alrighty, guys, that is gonna wrap up tonight's video. Like I said, that's it. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.